Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hi if you're new. Really, welcome to a quick catch up and a chat about reading goals of this year and next year and what's been going on, why have I been so quiet. Firstly, I have been so quiet because this is our busiest time of year work-wise. If you follow my channel, you know that I run a company with my partner. It's an event medical company. We do event medical cover for like concerts and horse shows and stuff like that. And even though most people think this is the kind of year things tone down a little bit, for us this is really busy. This is the final week of it being busy. Christmas week, the week after Christmas, bar New Year's Eve, that's always very busy. But we actually have a couple of weeks where it really calms down. But the last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 8 weeks has just been really manic. And a lot of vlog ideas that I had. I really wanted to do Bookmas this year. I've just had to sort of shelve everything. So I am really sorry. And I'd love to say that I'll be able to do it next year, but the way the company's going at the moment, we seem to be growing, which is great. It's great. I'm not complaining, but work is sort of overshadowed, and I have to say, considering Christmas is in a fortnight, just under 2 weeks, I am the most behind I've ever been. I haven't even got all my decks up. I've actually just boxed the rest of the decorations that I've not been able to put up yet and just gone, we're going to cope with things how they are in the house. There'll be no more decks. I'm still some presents short. I'm still some cards short. I haven't done any of the posting yet. And the heating is off in our office, so we're now sort of relegated to working from home. I'm going to have to pop in and look after the fish and stuff like that during the week. But all of my plans and good intentions have just like, no. So that's where I've been. I've been working. I'm really sorry. But as I said, things will start to calm down over the next couple of weeks, but obviously it's Christmas. I'm going to want to spend time with my family. We have a family birthday over the Christmas period, and after one family Christmas we then have my partner's son, and we have another little mini Christmas with him from like the 27th to the 30th. So for the next 2 weeks, I'll be honest, it's very unlikely that I will be vlogging, but if I can, I will, and you'll know about it if you follow my channel. I wanted to pre-film some content for January because this is our busiest January that we're going into, but it's not as busy as it has been the last couple of months. I don't even know if I'll be able to do that. Anyway, let me have a quick drink and we will catch up with reading goals for this year. So the goals that I set myself for this year, I was so optimistic with my reading. Some I absolutely smashed, others it's like I didn't even try. My main one on Goodreads is I aim to read 100 books, and I'm about 160 odd. I should have looked up the exact amount. I do apologise, but I definitely hit the 100 books a year, and probably for next year I just set it at 100 again, because to me that's 2 books a week. I'd like to think 1 audiobook and 1 physical book at least I would achieve a week, but it wasn't really one of those goals I was going to be devastated if I didn't meet. So, but yes, I did meet my 100 books a year. Stephen King, aiming for 1 a quarter. No I didn't, and all I've done is I've added to my Stephen King collection this year and not actually read any more. So bit of an epic fail on that. I read 2 really short Stephen King books towards the beginning of the year. Like, yes, we're going to achieve this. No. And it's the same with the Philippa Gregory books. I really wanted to work my way through that series with the Tudor Queens. I read one. So yeah, not so good. I also didn't achieve my 24 non-fiction books. I hit about the halfway mark for that, so on average it worked out about 1 a month. However, I had hope for maybe 2 a month because I genuinely enjoy non-fiction, But this year, I think I was trying to establish what genres I was really into. So, you know, I was reading middle grade, YA, mystery, thrillers, fantasy, sci-fi, romance, whatever. Just to kind of find out what categories and genres that I really enjoyed. Which pretty much all of them, which is kind of annoying. Because when I went to do a bit of an unhaul, I didn't really want to get rid of any books. But anyway, so yeah, the non-fiction, yes, I read a few, didn't read as many as I wanted to. I have a lot of Jacqueline Wilson books in storage. I wanted to make a dent on those. I think I only read one, maybe at the beginning of this year. That was it, so a bit disappointing. Middle grade and YA, I have read quite a few of this year, and they're both genres that I really enjoy. So those goals I did definitely achieve. Mystery books, no. I wanted to read one a month, well, you know, 12 over the course of the year. I think we hit 3 or 4. It just didn't do it for me this year. I think I read a couple of the MC Beaton books and I just didn't enjoy them, and it put me off reading anymore. And it's the same. I read The Maid by, I think, is it Anita or Anita Prose, and that was a 5-star anticipated for me, and I was a bit disappointed in it, and it just put me off the genre a little bit. So mystery books, I don't hate them, but they're not a genre that I really gravitate towards. On sort of like the Agatha Christie kind of front, yes, I really enjoyed Murder on the Orient Express. So I think I'm not going to say I don't like mystery. I think I just need to read maybe certain authors. Same with thrillers. I did actually read quite a few thrillers this year, but we did hit some really bum ones. Good ones in that I really enjoy reading Riley Sager. So Final Girls and that was really good. I didn't really enjoy The House Across the Lake, Cabin Across the Lake, something across the lake. I think it was House. Yeah, but it was alright, wasn't bad. Hated The Last House on Needless Street. Really didn't like that book at all. And I don't know about yourselves, but if you read a book in a particular genre that you really don't enjoy, it takes me a lot to pick up another book in that genre again, unless it's an author that I know that I really like. So that was a bit of a meh. But continuing series, oh my goodness, did I definitely tick those off. And finishing series, working through series, that is something that I've really been doing. I've started way too many series this year, way too many, but I have tried where possible to either binge or keep going with it. So sort of, I've read all the Nevermore books that I had. Pages and Co, I'm currently listening to the last one, the audio books. I've kept up to date with Rainbow Grey and Starfelt. These are all middle grade at the moment, aren't they? Twilight, I'm getting there. I'm still reading Breaking Dawn. I haven't picked it up in a while, but I'm still ploughing on through. And I will read Midnight Sun after that. I'm determined to finish series, and that's something that I think I'm going to bring over to next year. And see, I didn't want to sit in front of the computer when I talked to you, but maybe I should have made notes about my goals. I think that was it for my reading goals. I was quite reasonable, I think, with myself. But it was a kind of 50-50 as to whether or not I achieved them. So yeah, it was okay. It was a good reading year. I didn't read as many books as I did in 2021. However, I think I read some bigger books. But you see, I say that, I read some really chunky books, but then I kind of found my love for graphic novels this year too. So of course they're a little bit shorter. Ethical pickle. But on the whole, it was a really good reading year. I am in a bit of a reading slump at the moment though, and I think that's because I tried to read maybe 4 or 5 really sort of like 500 page plus chunky books at once, because I like having more than one book on the go, and I think it was just a bit much. So I'm actually re-evaluating the books that I'm reading at the moment, and the ones that I got out of the library I think I'm just going to take back going to start looking through my TBR, and let's now go on to my goals for next year. So, 2023. First thing is I am going to set Goodreads to 100. Whether or not I meet that goal, I'm not overly worried. I love statistics and Goodreads gives me that. So I have my counter of how many books that I'm reading. I can see how many pages I've read, what year the books were published, and that's why I set a Goodreads goal. It's just really for my own statistic loving self. Not bothered how many books I read. So it's kind of a goal, but it's not a really important goal. My main goal is just to read the books I want to read. I don't do set TBRs. I have tried it before. There are videos that you can go back and see that I have attempted this. I don't enjoy it. I am a mood reader. But obviously, I have a YouTube channel and I do consider upcoming videos. And I started making notes because I have like a bit of a notes thing that I carry around. Notebook, that's the word. It's Monday evening, I'm tired, I apologise. And in my notebook, if I have any content ideas, I'll jot them down. And I'm still really flexible with that. So for example, I might go, right, I want to read, I want to do a video on reading 3 graphic novels. I won't just pick 3 graphic novels. I will have in my head or on a list about 15 different ones to choose from because I'm a mood reader. But that being said, day-to-day sort of thinking of videos and that, while I'm just, as I go reading vlogs, etc., I do sometimes find that the books that I'm reading are maybe more books I think you guys would like to see than the books that maybe I'm desperate to read. And that doesn't mean that you're not worth it. It doesn't mean that I don't value you, and I am so grateful for those of you that watch my channel. And if you have seriously listened to me waffle on now for quite a few minutes, thank you so much. But I want to come on this channel and be really passionate about the books that I'm reading. I want to keep up my love for reading, avoid reading slumps wherever possible. And that might mean that sometimes I will be pulling books that you may not have heard of. And you may think, where on earth did she pull that nonsense from? But it might be something that's 5-star anticipated for me and that I'm desperate to read. So 2023, I really want to just read whatever books I'm desperate for. Whether they're current books that everyone's talking about on BookTube, or whether they are books that nobody has heard of. If I really want to read it, I'm going to read it, and hopefully you will still enjoy my content. Don't worry, there's no really dodgy curveballs coming here, okay? Even when I read naughty books, I do them in separate videos for my reading vlog, because I know they're not everyone's taste. I'm not just going to throw really random books, okay? You know, yes, I need to read a book on accounting. I'm not overly excited about that, so it's not going to feature in that vlog, okay? However, I want to keep, I think my other main goal, and probably my only other main goal, is I want to keep testing out different genres. You know, I really wanted to read horror this year. I read a couple of really lame horror books this year, but it's not put me off the genre. You know, I want to explore different authors. I didn't think I liked romance. I've read a couple of amazing romances this year. I want to read more. I cannot believe how much I love middle grade and YA. That has just opened up this massive world of books for me, and it's brilliant. I love reading non-fiction. I enjoy poetry, and I just want to keep delving in, trying new authors. That is something I want to do this year. Again, I find that I will like binge buy or binge read an author, but there's so many out there. So, you know, maybe rather than reading 10 books from one author, maybe I'll read one from 10 different authors. I don't know, but I want to experiment more with my reading this year. I think we'll go with the experiment. So, they're pretty much my reading goals. As I said, I'm going to just be really flexible next year, and I'm just going to read the books I want to read. That doesn't mean there won't be themed vlogs. Of course there will, because there's probably like 20 different romance books I want to read, so it's perfectly feasible I will do a romance reading vlog. but I'm going to give in to my mood reader self as much as possible, so I can give you content about books I'm passionate about. So thank you for getting this far if you have. If you have, please leave me an emoji of your choice, but something that you love or that you like or that means something that creates warm fuzzies for you. And also, if you'd like to share any of your reading goals, just because I'm nosy and I like reading other people's reading goals, pop them down below as well, and I will catch up with you soon. Bye.